In this video, we'll be showing how to draft a pattern using guidelines. We're going to create a t-shirt from scratch based on a given specification by using the new Guidelines feature and the Pen tool. The Guidelines icon is on the 2D window toolbar. We click the icon to display the Guidelines ruler. Note, the units displayed are set according to whatever system units are selected in our preferences. Let's create a grid of the guidelines so we can easily draft out the patterns. First, we add a vertical guideline by dragging from the vertical ruler to anywhere in the 2D display. Next, we go to the context view to use Clone by Offset to add more guidelines. The first line is a mark for the neckline. We clone this offset by 8 centimeters. The second line is for the shoulder. We clone the original line offset by 19 centimeters. The last vertical line is for the bust. We clone the original line offset by 23.5 centimeters. Next, we add horizontal lines in the same way. First, we drag the guideline from the ruler, which marks our highest point shoulder. We clone the line offset by 2.5 centimeters for the shoulder slope, 8 centimeters for the neck drop, 20 centimeters for the armhole, and for the last line for the t-shirt's total length, we clone offset by 40 centimeters. Our grid is ready. The last stage of preparation is to lock the guidelines to make sure we don't accidentally move the nice grid we just created. We right-click the 2D window background, then select Lock Guidelines. Now, using the Pen tool and the new Snap To option, Snap to Guideline, let's create the t-shirt pattern pieces. We create a shape that is the front pattern piece. We assign a suitable fabric for the pattern. We curve the armhole line and ensure the armhole measurement is about 20 centimeters. Then we curve the neckline to about 12.5 centimeters. We can ensure the handle is perpendicular to the center front edge by pressing down Ctrl or Command for Mac users while adjusting the handle. Half the front piece is now ready. Let's create a diagonal guideline to help us with the sleeve shape. There are two ways of starting to do this. One is by selecting a line. The second way is by selecting 2 points. Then we right-click on whichever selection we've made and click Create Guideline. Now we have a guideline that matches the angle of the shoulder. Next, we clone the line offset by 1 centimeter. And we turn it into a perpendicular line by selecting the 90 degrees option in the context view. We can see in the context view there is one more option, to flip the guideline. We want to snap this line to the shoulder point. Let's continue adding lines to the grid to help create the sleeve. We clone this new line offset by 17 centimeters. We select the shoulder line and clone offset by negative 13.5 centimeters. Using the Pen tool, we draft the sleeve pattern shape. The green line in the new sleeve shape is at the wrong angle. Selecting the shoulder guideline, we can see its angle is 167.2 degrees. Let's change the green line by calculating the correct value in the context view. We type in 180 minus 167.2 in the field and press Enter to get the correct angle. Now we hide our guidelines so we have a clear view to change the sleeve angle to be 90 degrees. By right-clicking in the background of the 2D window, we can click to hide the guidelines. The shape still needs fine-tuning. We'll select the cap point and move it down 2.5 centimeters. Now let's curve the shape. Now we're ready to create symmetry for the sleeve and the front. For the sleeves, we need to cancel the inner symmetry. If there are changes that need to be done on the curve, we should do these after canceling the inner symmetry. We create X symmetry for the sleeve for the other side. To create the back bodice piece, we clone the front bodice pattern instead of creating symmetry. Next, we move the neck point by inputting minus 5 centimeters in the Y field. The last step is to create the neck binding. First, we select the neckline by multi-selecting all of the neckline edges. We can save the ruler for easy use. Then we insert a rectangle and resize it to the correct measurement. Here we change the height of the rectangle to 2 centimeters. We find a suitable fabric like Rib 1x1 from the library and apply it to the neckband pattern. At this point, make sure to organize the pattern pieces before going into arrange mode. We stitch the shirt. We're using the single stitch to start. And then the multi-stitch. If needed, don't forget to cancel the symmetry when using multi-stitch. We can stitch in the 2D and 3D window. Dress the t-shirt and we're complete. And that is how to draft patterns using guidelines. For more information, visit our Help Center.